Hi, thanks for coming back to the second episode. Today we're going to go more in depth into the midheaven. This is just like a rough example of a birth chart. The ascendants on the left, the descendants on the right, the midheavens on the top, and the ICs at the bottom. So, depending on what house system you use, you are going to have the possibility of your midheaven falling in a few different houses. If you use Placidus, which is the default setting on most astrology websites, you're always going to have the midheaven fall in the 10th house. But I use the house system called whole signs, and I find it to be a lot more accurate. And with whole signs, your midheaven can fall in the 9th, 10th, or 11th house. So most people are going to have their 10th house have their midheaven in there. But the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. It's the house of career, legacy, fame, achievements. And if your midheaven falls here, you are called to pursue a career, build wealth, and leave a legacy. But if your midheaven is in the 11th house, like mine, it's ruled by Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about being on the cutting edge and advancing society. If your midheaven falls here, you may be called to advance society. You might not do that by making a name for yourself, but by pursuing friendships and community. And if your midheaven falls in the 9th house, it's ruled by Sagittarius. It's the house of philosophy, religion, spirituality, higher learning, travel, and cultures. If your midheaven falls here, you may be called to pursue higher wisdom. Here are a few examples of the sign of your midheaven and what that might mean for your career. If you have a Pisces midheaven, it's a common placement among musicians. You might be drawn to a creative and spiritual career. If your MC is Libra or Taurus, it's very common amongst beauty industry professionals. I know this because I have a Libra midheaven and I'm a hairdresser. You may be drawn to a career where you improve aesthetics like hairstylist, esthetician, stylist, public relations, or event planner. I put public relations in there, especially for the Libra midheavens. A Sagittarius MC can indicate someone who is drawn to a career that involves traveling and experiencing many cultures outside of their own. It can also indicate someone who loves to share their knowledge. This is an example of a 10th house midheaven. This is someone I know personally, and they have a lot of action in their 10th house, as you can see. They're in their 50s and they've spent, the last 30 years building a career that's very successful, and they are doing really well, and they're kind of a workaholic. This is my chart. My Libra midheaven is here in the 11th house, and relationships and friendships have been a huge part of my life. I'm a Capricorn sun, so, I'm still out here pursuing a career, but I know my true calling is just to spend time with people and develop deep relationships. And this is someone with a 9th house midheaven. This person is called to pursue spirituality, and maybe pursue higher learning. So that is the end of this episode. Next time we'll talk about the IC. So I'll see you then.